My favorite video game would have to be something in the Ace Attorney series. You have the option to investigate crime scenes, and then you have the ability to take what you yourself observed and then bring them into the courtroom, and then you're allowed to look for discrepancies within the actual evidence so that you can feel like you're actually looking over the facts and making sure that you have what it takes to get the trial going. Now, sometimes the leaps in logic are weird, and sometimes you might figure out the case before Phoenix does, but overall, that seems like the kind of game I would enjoy. I would have to say Animal Crossing New Leaf or SimCity. Basically, any game that lets you be the ruler of a town or a civilization, because I can make sure that I do what's best for the citizens, and I don't have to follow real world logic. So if I'm playing Animal Crossing New Leaf and my free time happens to allow me to play at night, then therefore I can do a night owl ordinance and make sure that the shops are open all night long. Because that way it's more convenient for me, and because the animals are, AI pixels, who needs to worry about them? We Fit, because it lets me customize my own workout routine. It doesn't get overly strict if I miss a day. And it's fun. They have a lot of cool mini games, and they actually have an accurate basis for how much do I weigh, how much do I need to lose, and all that. And the voice of the trainer is so attractive. Oh man, I could listen to that person talk all day and never get tired of it. So yeah, as long as I have enough money to keep the batteries in stock so that I don't have to keep recharging the Wii balance board, I'm good to go. Just Dance Disney Edition, cause man, there's a video game that has all these great Disney songs, and I can be like, Hakuna Matata for the rest of your days. And the game measures my singing, and if I sing good, then I beat the game. So, win-win, baby. I'd probably say simulation games are the best, because that way I can really dig deep into how the game works. And because it's a simulation, it's supposed to be more accurate to real-life logic, so I don't have to waste my time thinking about all this broken video game logic and just go for whatever's realistic. Too bad that simulator games are usually on the eShop, so they're kind of hard to find, but man, what I wouldn't give for a car fixing simulator. This is a no-brainer. F-Zero GX. You're going so fast that you have to make absolutely precise turns, and you can slam into people, knock them off the course. There's a story mode where you get to pick up a good-looking lady, and the music is absolutely stellar. Yeah, I wish they would, get on the ball with making another F-Zero game, but at least we got some pretty good stuff in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that has a 200cc mode, so I guess Mario Kart 8 Deluxe could do if my GameCube disc ever gets too scratched. I really like Super Mario Party a lot. It's really easy to gather your select group of friends to play because the online mode's terrible, and there's way more modes to do. And Mario Party's pretty easy to learn, especially in the new one, you only have one Joy-Con. And so therefore, if there's someone who is, say, feeling left out and doesn't want to get into all the technical hard stuff, they can just look at how few buttons the Joy-Con has, and they don't have to feel left out. Not only that, but there's so many modes to accommodate many different play styles. There's the ones where you can put two switches together and have one person sit on one side of the switch and one on the other. So overall, I think that game is just great for me and my friends. Towerfall. Without a doubt, Towerfall. That game is so easy to learn, and it's expressly designed for big parties and thrills. So I'd have to go with that. All you do is you hit the opponent once, and you either jump on their head or shoot them with an arrow. Simple to learn, hard to master. The perfect game for making sure that everyone is happy. Professor Layton games are my favorite because they have a lot of deep puzzle solving, and you really have to think hard and strategically and critically. Not a huge fan of the types of puzzles that are cheap shots or think outside the box, but at the very least, even if Layton's stories don't always make the most sense, there are a lot of logical plot holes, at least most of the games have either a daily or a weekly puzzle so that you constantly have ways to entertain your brain. So yeah, keep the Layton games coming, guys. Undertale's genocide route because it's fun to be the bad guy every now and again. I think Wii Sports Resort is pretty cool. I can just imagine living on an island like that, doing so many fun activities, not having to worry about a thing in life. Oh, it's time for work? Oh, sorry. I guess I better get going. I really like Kirby games because he's so cute and his games are really fun and easy. And if I'm having too much trouble with the level, most of them just let me puff above the stage, and then Kirby looks even cuter, especially because he's pink and cuddly, and I just want to squeeze him and give him a big hug. And in the newer games, you can hug. What? No, they wouldn't put that in a Kirby game. You're scaring me. Let me play games the way I want to, okay? Probably something along the lines of Gris, because that game is so artistic and surreal that you really have to think about the deeper meaning of the game and what does it all mean? Like, it's actually mentally stimulating. Now, if Gris had harder puzzles, then probably I'd like it even more. So if something was like along the lines of Gris, Zero Escape, and Professor Layton, if they can have like a combination of all of those, I'd be set. You're saying such a combination doesn't exist? Just pick one? Hey, they've made crossovers before, so I'm gonna wait for a crossover of this. Could happen. You're asking me what my favorite game is? What a pointless question. You're asking me what my favorite game is now. But what if 20 years from now another game comes along and makes the current game that I'm playing look obsolete in comparison because by then they'll have higher resolution, better controllers, better options. Overall, things will be a lot more convenient. Not only that, but they can learn from previous games. So then, my favorite game 20 years from now will probably have all these cool elements mixed together to create the ultimate experience. You're telling me I have to pick a favorite game now? Ugh, why must you always compartmentalize everything? Okay, I guess I'll say Ace Attorney. Because, you can actually hold your own and debate people. But I probably won't like that forever. Just keep innovating with cool games and I'll be happy. I don't know if I have a favorite video game to play, but I know that whenever I watch a YouTube video that has the lyrics to Lifelight, it just amazes me how poetic those lyrics are. So then I want to dig deeper into what do they mean, not only in the Super Smash Bros. Context, but is there some kind of message that the game developers are trying to tell us? Is there a symbolism in how World of Light acts? Is it a way that we can improve our lives? I mean, it says the word souls so many times. So, essentially, games that have a heavy emphasis on story, so that I can read through the story at my own time, dissect it at my own pace instead of being distracted by everything else in the game, and then I can figure out what is the underlying message of this, and especially if it's in, say, a PDF form or an email so that I can take it anywhere, so that I can do it on my time and my schedule. Oof, so many games with great stories. Where do I start? Any game that has multiplayer. I'm just going to go for it. It's a great excuse to get together, meet new people, as well as see old people. So I get to see both the old and the new. Then everyone wins. So what games are there that allow you to exclusively socialize with people? That would be the kind of game I'd invest in. Oh, you're still here. Cool. So, now that you've heard some exaggerations of what I think a lot of types would find as their favorite video game, now it's time to talk about some real life examples. I'm an ISTJ. We go by real life stuff all the time, so you might as well get used to it. So I myself am an ISTJ, and actually my favorite video game is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know too many ESTJs that like video games, so I'm gonna skip that one. I also don't really know too many ISFPs in real life. My ESFP friend doesn't consider herself much of a gamer, but she really likes it when I tell her stories about Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. She enjoys the dynamic of Maya Fey and all the craziness that she does, and loves relating to Maya as a character. As for the ISTP, my friend Joe, he's an ISTP and he's pretty easygoing. I'm pretty sure if you just put the controller in his hand and everyone else is playing, he'll just go ahead and do it. As far as ESTP, my best friend's brother is an ESTP, and he used to really like Pokemon Go, but he tends to fade out of video games once they get out of style. So he might move on to, say, Minecraft for a while, and then Pokemon Go, and then Mario. Whatever is in style and trendy and cool is what he's going to do. My friend Rachel is an ISFJ, and she really likes most of the newest Nintendo Switch releases. So she was really into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for a while. She really liked Super Mario Party. She also likes Jackbox Party, which is weird. You'd think, being a feeling type, she'd be afraid of all the offensive stuff in there, but I don't know, maybe because she's a secondary feeler, it doesn't affect her as much. Or maybe because she's an extroverted feeler and she feels that the people in the room wouldn't be sensitive. I don't know. You tell me if you're an ISFJ. ESFJs. That's a tough one because I think I know an ESFJ, but she can come across as ESTJ at times. I would say some games that she likes. She seems to like pretty much anything that's Mario or Zelda. INTJ, my best friend, he has a lot of games that he likes. I'm not sure what he would consider his all time favorite game ever, but I know he holds old games in high regard, like Sonic 2, Link's Awakening, and he doesn't like remakes, so he would probably say the original Link's Awakening. Well, Game Boy Color version, because that's the version he played. What do you know? He's more nostalgic than I am. My friend, who is an ENTJ, yes, that's right, I have a friend who is an ENTJ. Wouldn't you believe it? She really likes Donkey Kong games. I don't know why. She says that it's hard to explain what makes her like a game, but basically if I say, oh, this game is like the Donkey Kong Country games, she'll be like, I want it. We also had a pretty good time playing Super Mario 64, especially when we played the DS version, because she was like, I love Yoshi, let's do that. The INFP. My friend Jason really liked The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In fact, he likes it so much he hasn't even given it back to me yet. Probably should give him a call sometime. Oh, NFP forgetfulness. Gotta love it. Most of my ENFP friends are pretty all over the place when it comes to what games they like or whether they like games at all. But my friend Allison's an ENFP, and recently she's been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Banjo-Tooie. Admittedly, she's not the best at it, but at least she has her INTP boyfriend to help out. Speaking of INTP, that happens to be the next one on my list. Unintentional. Totally unintentional. Well, since I just mentioned that she has a boyfriend that's an INTP that's playing video games, I'll just say he also likes Banjo-Tooie. So I guess not all INTPs require games that are too logical and too head in the clouds. Maybe they prefer to save that for real life. ENTP. My friend Andrew is an ENTP, and he really likes tactical games. Probably the only one on this list so far that actually makes sense based on his type. He likes games that are like real-time strategy or like Risk or chess, something where he can manipulate things to his advantage, especially if they're massive multiplayer online games. I think he actually made his own server so that he could create the ideal community for his... That guy's a genius. My friend Kara doesn't play too many video games, but she does really enjoy Mario Kart, especially Mario Kart 8. And we actually played the arcade version of Mario Kart when we went to the arcade, and she beat me by just a couple of seconds, which is not something that she can say about pretty much any other video game. She was like, at least I beat you at that one. Although, in fairness, that was my first time playing, and she had played it before, so the fact that I only lost by a couple of seconds, I guess, shows that I have a pretty decent Mario Kart experience. Finally, ENFJ. My friend Nick is quite the gamer, not as much as me, but he does like a lot of games, and so many games, I don't know if I'd be able to say which one is his favorite, but I think knowing him, if I were to like bring him over and say, yo, Nick, what's your favorite game? He'd probably say Elder Scrolls Morrowind, but since that's not a Nintendo game yet, he would probably go with... I think he'd really like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle a lot. He talks about the XCOM games all the time, and since they're not a Nintendo, I show him Mario plus Rabbids, and he's just amazed by it. Or anything that has an orchestral soundtrack, because he's a music major. So there you have it, both real life and exaggerated examples of favorite video games on Nintendo systems. Let me know in the comment section what type you are, and what are your favorite video games. Even better, if you tell me what are your favorite video games that defy your stereotypes. So until the next time, keep the faith, stay epic, God bless, and don't let gaming overtake God. Bye.